Pixelgod+SQUAD is all Pixelgod+SQUAD.
Watch on now, yo, hey. I am the kind of person who never give up.
Back again. It's good to see you, my friends. All right. So we had an absolute disaster last week. Every video that I recorded was basically destroyed. But we're back on the job. We're going to put together a few updates for you guys this week. And definitely check out some of the more crypto videos I'm going to drop later. There's a lot of craziness going on. Well, let me back up. I'm Pix. I'm your developer / scientist / just get it done guy, right? So I've been developing software for the last, I'd say 6 or 7 years, and I've been in the health industry for about 25, 26, something like that. In the sciences for over 30. So welcome to my channel, and we're about to give you guys the rundown, little update on the HORMUZ hustle, as I call it, because I think Iran is using this to level up. I mean, initially going into it, I think Israel was like, yeah, this is our level up. We're going to take this land. But they're finding out it's not going to be that easy. So today, shots fired. It's not looking good for the home team. Shots fired. So early this morning, I was checking out reports, doing my research, and they were talking about 2 U.S. vessels were shot at, which is shocking, right? How can a country with no weapons left, no navy, no nothing, they're wreaking all this havoc? I don't know, man. I'm skeptical. Somebody's not telling the truth. But let me let the guys at Midas Touch break this down. Now, there is evidence that they did strike a couple of ships. I don't think they were U.S. ships, but all right, let's.
Donald Trump's constant taunting of Iran has backfired as a major escalation event just took place. Iran has officially struck a port area in the United Arab Emirates, also after striking a South Korean ship as well as a UAE ship. Now, this follows Donald Trump saying that the United States was entering the Strait of Hormuz to escort ships. CENTCOM posted that 2 U.S.-based ships had been transiting the Strait of Hormuz. This followed Donald Trump's social media post saying that the U.S. Navy was going to head in and escort ships, to which some members of the United States military at a leadership level tried to pull those statements back and say, no, we're just going to be providing some guidance and logistical support to ships already in the Strait of Hormuz to help coordinate when the Strait of Hormuz opens. According to Iran, they saw...
Now, this is already a little sticky. First you say you're going to escort ships, and I mean, what about the people that believe you? And next you say, we're just going to give you guys guidance. What is guidance? Well, you're trying to navigate a minefield. As a couple of people took him up on that, though, and yeah, we'll see the outcome.
Certain moves that were happening in the Strait of Hormuz that signaled that the U.S. was working with the United Arab Emirates to bring some of these ships out of the Strait of Hormuz. And then the UAE took action by striking this port city, which I'll talk about in a second. It holds a lot of significance, and I'll explain why. And also it hit 2 ships that Iran said was trying to exit the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this specific port city that was just struck by Iran is the Fujairah port. You see it right here on fire. There's no dispute that this port was struck, and it's been the only remaining UAE oil export outlet, an endpoint of a pipeline that the UAE built to bypass the Strait of Hormuz. And so Iran striking this area so that you couldn't have the oil bypass the Strait of Hormuz. Here's additional photos of that port in Fujairah on fire. There's also a petrochemical plant there as well. So as I noted at the outset, the South Korean Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed to their news agency that a South Korean vessel was struck in the Strait of Hormuz. Its engine room on the port, the left side of the ship, on fire. Fortunately, no casualties there. Similarly, the United Arab Emirates confirmed that one of its ships associated with its ANDOC tankers, ANDOC, ANDOC, that's their big, state-run kind of oil company. Their tanker was hit as well, and Iran said that these ships were working with the U.S. in order to test Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz, and Iran fired on those ships, blocked it. There are no ships leaving the Strait of Hormuz right now, and there's also no indication of any U.S. Navy activity in the Strait of Hormuz, but that port city of Fujairah is burning. Major escalation, and now we're going to see if the war with respect to open hostilities has resumed. As I mentioned, this followed.
I mean, of course it has. They're firing on ships. I mean, there's no need to even question whether there's escalation. There's clearly escalation, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous for everyone. So I really wish cooler heads would prevail in this, but yeah, man, I don't see it. All I can tell people to do is get ready for much higher gas prices, supply shock. Man, we got a lot of things coming. A lot of things coming. Hope you guys out there are ready. I kind of saw this coming. So
Donald Trump making social media posts holding Uno cards, saying, I have all the cards, when the purpose of Uno is to have less cards.
Facts. Spoken like a man who's never played Uno. I love Uno, by the way. But if you got all the cards in Uno, you're the loser. Duh. That's how it works. You can't skip past that. So, this guy doesn't know what groceries are. And Uno cards. He wants all of them. And he likes the poorly educated. What timeline are we living in right now? All right, I'm going to fast forward on
U.S. naval ships that were getting close to the Strait of Hormuz, and apparently the U.S. naval ships didn't proceed any further. We do know what I said at the outset, that Iran did indeed strike the South Korean ship as well as the UAE ship. And here's what CENTCOM's posting again, and it pains me to say that CENTCOM has no credibility right now. I used to be like, look, Trump's a liar. Everything out of the White House is propaganda and BS. But look, CENTCOM is at least being responsible with its social media posts, and they're giving accurate. No, they're not.
You would hope, right? From such a from such an organization in our government that's supposed to keep everyone informed and on the up and up. But what does that mean in today's world? People are just using propaganda, making things up as they go. And let's keep in mind, a lot of this is coming from both sides. So, yeah, you kind of have to blame both sides for this. But when you fact check everything that's being released, everything that's being put out, I mean, it just seems like we're telling one lie after the other. Whereas you can verify some of the things that they're saying. And I don't like it. I just do not like it. I don't like people living in a fairy tale, just making things up to suit their narrative. It's not a point of strength.
Here's what CENTCOM posted. Claim. Iranian state media claims that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps hit a U.S. warship with 2 missiles. Truth. No U.S. Navy ships have been struck. U.S. forces are supporting Project Freedom and enforcing the naval blockade on Iranian ports. And by the way, Iran never said they hit 2 U.S. Navy ships, nor did they say the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps did it. What they did say is that their Army and Navy, which is different. We have to use the correct language. What's the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps? What's the Iranian Army Navy? What they did said is that their Army Navy sent warning shots, which is true, not that we hit 2 U.S. naval ships. And then they said that they did indeed strike a South Korean ship and a UAE ship, which has been demonstrated to be accurate. Now the UAE is warning its citizens to hide and run and shelter in place and to fight.
This is not good. Not good at all. It's a tough day for the UAE. But, hey, I guess their allies have to look out for them.
Find a safe place. This is the first time since the ceasefire began where a message like that has come out. By the way, we have the audio right here of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, and this time declaring the Strait of Hormuz closed. Let's just show you what this audio says right here. Let's play this clip.
That the failure of the United States government to fulfill its commitment in the negotiations, Islamic Republic of Iran declares the Strait of Hormuz completely closed again. No vessel of any type or nationality is allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Any vessel intending to exit the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Hengam Island and Mina Sagat Port, and any vessel intending to enter the Strait of Hormuz that cross the red line between Kuf Mubarak and Fujairah Port will be met with a severe response from the IRGC Navy and will be destroyed.
Donald Trump's constant taunting of Iran has backfired as a major escalation event just took place.
All right, you heard it directly from IRGC itself, and the strait is closed. We have to find someone with the ability to de-escalate this situation. I'm not ready to get into World War III, and it's kind of what I feel like is right around the corner. Russia and China, we already know where they stand, and I honestly believe they're just waiting for us to make a mistake so that they can pounce on the opportunity. Yeah, I don't like where this is going. I wish someone with some sense, an adult in the room, would just be honest about the situation and make the most logical choice going forward. We're in the age of AI, and these guys are in bed with all the top AI companies. And as a damn good developer whose simulations are accurate as hell, get a little help from your friends and figure this thing out. Figure out what's the best next course of action, because shooting from the hip, this is childish. Put it nicely. It's just childish. And what point does it make having access to some of the most powerful systems on the planet, but you're still making monumental mistakes? I don't get it. So maybe you do. Maybe you understand fully what's going on. I don't. I think we have fools making decisions instead of men of purpose, conviction, and moral standing. I don't see this ending well, right? I mean, gas is almost $4.50. Some places $5 already. So this is not going to end well. It's a lot of pain coming for a lot of Americans, and it makes me sick to my stomach. So my advice to you: save your money up, protect your assets, and protect your family. because we don't know which way this is going. And I just hope cooler heads prevail. And that's going to be my wrap for the HORMUZ hustle. Man, let's hope tomorrow's a better day. Alright, so yeah, ships were struck. I don't see these guys backing down. And those aren't the actions of someone who no longer has a military, no longer has missiles, yeah, they're just making things up. And I'm kind of tired of it. I think the American people deserve to know the truth, right? So they can plan accordingly. But alright, that's it for me. This one already went too long. Got my phone going off. Got to be in a meeting. But yeah, man. Tell me what you think about this. Jump in the comments. Let me know how you're preparing, because things are going to get worse. What are you doing to get your family ready for however this ends or continues, whatever's next to come? Alright, so that's it for me on this one. I'm out.